Ladies and gentlemen, there is an undeniable power in the way hardship shapes us. Life often presents challenges that feel insurmountable, obstacles that seem designed to break our spirits and leave us questioning our worth. Yet it is in these very moments of struggle that we find our true strength. When the world refuses to show its kindness, when others turn their backs or fail to recognize your efforts, it may feel like you're standing alone, facing an endless storm. But in those times, when you feel the most vulnerable, remember, your worth was never dependent on anyone's approval, recognition, or affection. The truth is, the most significant strength is built not in the moments of comfort, but in those moments when the world seems indifferent or even hostile. When life throws its hardest punches, when you're faced with the deepest rejections and the most painful silences, you are being called to uncover a part of you that is more powerful than you could ever imagine. This is when you learn that your value is not measured by the love or praise of others. It is measured by your ability to stand firm, to rise despite the weight of the world on your shoulders, and to keep moving forward, regardless of how difficult the journey may be. In the face of adversity, it is easy to feel like you are defined by your struggles. You may begin to believe that the world sees you only through the lens of your challenges, that the setbacks and heartbreaks you've endured have somehow marked you as less than you truly are. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Struggles are not what define you, they are merely the canvas upon which your true character is painted. Each challenge you overcome, each moment of resilience you display, adds depth and complexity to the masterpiece of who you are. What others may see as scars, you can recognize as symbols of your strength. What others might call weakness, you know to be the trials that have shaped you into someone capable of facing anything life throws at you. There is a certain kind of beauty that only emerges after the storm. Flowers often bloom brightest after they've weathered a storm. They stand stronger, their roots digging deeper into the earth. You, too, have grown stronger through every difficulty you've faced. The moments when you felt unseen, unheard, or unloved have not been in vain. They have been the forge in which your resilience was tested and solidified. They have shaped you into a person who knows the value of persistence, of holding on to your beliefs and your sense of self when everything around you may seem to be falling apart. You have learned, perhaps in the hardest ways, that your worth is not something that can be taken away by the opinions of others or by the failures you've experienced. In the end, your strength is not dependent on external validation. It is rooted deeply within you. It's the quiet voice that tells you to keep going when everything else tells you to stop. It's the courage that wells up inside you when you feel like breaking, the resilience that rises when you're tempted to give up. This inner strength is yours, and it is unwavering because it is built on the solid foundation of self-belief. When the world seems indifferent to your struggles, when it overlooks your efforts, you may feel like you are invisible, forgotten, or irrelevant. But in those moments, understand that you are not invisible, you are simply waiting for your own recognition. The most important acknowledgement comes from within. It is the recognition that you are worthy, that you have value, and that you have something to offer this world that no one else can. Your worth does not need to be approved by others to be real. It is inherent in who you are, in the way you carry yourself, in the strength you show, even in your weakest moments. In the end, it is the way you respond to life's challenges that truly matters. You can choose to see yourself as a victim of circumstances defined by your pain and your wounds, or you can choose to see yourself as someone who has endured, someone who has emerged stronger because of what you faced. You are not the sum of your hardships. You are the person who has learned to navigate those hardships, to rise above them, and to continue moving forward with courage and grace. There is an immense power in recognizing that your strength comes from within. No external force can take it from you. It is yours, a constant, unshakable part of who you are. You are not defined by the challenges you faced. You are defined by how you face them, and how you rise every time you fall. That is where your true strength lies, and that is where your worth is found. Courage is often misunderstood as the absence of fear, but true courage is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to move forward in spite of it. In life, we are all confronted with moments that stir up fear, doubt, and uncertainty. The paths we take are not always clear, and the future often seems shrouded in fog. But it is in these moments, when fear seems overwhelming and the unknown looms large, that courage reveals itself not as something that erases fear, but as something that enables us to move through it, to face it head-on and still press forward. Fear is a natural part of being human. It rises up when we are about to step outside our comfort zones, when we face a challenge that feels larger than ourselves, or when we are on the edge of something unfamiliar. It's easy to think of fear as something that holds us back, something that stops us from acting. But fear does not have to be a barrier. It can be the very thing that pushes us to grow, to learn, and to reach new heights. The most courageous people are not the ones who never feel fear, but the ones who choose to act despite it. Courage is the decision to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers, even when the risks feel high, and even when the outcome is uncertain. Courage is a choice, and it is made one step at a time. When you face fear, remember that you are not alone in that feeling. Everyone experiences it at some point. The difference between those who are paralyzed by fear and those who rise above it is their willingness to acknowledge it, to accept it, and then to act in spite of it. It is easy to wait for fear to subside, to hope that one day you will feel more confident or ready. But the truth is, you may never feel completely ready, and the fear may never fully disappear. And that is okay. What matters is not waiting for fear to vanish, but choosing to act in the face of it. When you choose to take that step forward, when you move, even though you're afraid, that is when you tap into your greatest strength. Courage is also about trusting yourself. It's about having faith that you have the ability to handle what comes your way, even when you don't know exactly how you will do it. There will be times when you are uncertain, when doubt creeps in and tries to make you question whether you have what it takes. But deep down, you know that the only way to truly discover your potential is to face those moments of fear and push forward. Courage isn't about knowing the exact outcome, it's about trusting that no matter what happens, you are capable of finding your way. Courage is about choosing to move even when you cannot see the whole picture. And when you take that step, when you choose to face the fear and continue on your path, something powerful happens. You build resilience. With each moment you confront fear, you strengthen your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You begin to realize that fear is not something to be feared, it is something to be acknowledged and used as fuel to keep moving. Every time you choose courage, it becomes easier to choose it again the next time. Fear becomes less of an enemy and more of a companion on your journey, something that signals growth, something that shows you are stepping into new territory and stretching beyond your previous limits. It's important to remember that courage doesn't mean acting without hesitation or being fearless. Courage is the decision to act in the face of uncertainty, to move forward even when the road ahead is unclear. It's about pushing through moments of discomfort and taking one step at a time, even when the world feels like it's asking more of you than you think you can give. Courage is a quiet inner strength that says, I may not know exactly how this will unfold, but I am willing to try anyway. In those moments when you feel afraid, when you feel uncertain about the future, remind yourself that fear is not your enemy. It is simply a signal that you are on the brink of something important, something that will push you to grow, to evolve, and to become stronger. You are capable of handling fear. You are capable of moving through it, and with every step, you'll realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you desire is the decision to act. Fear will always be there, but so will your courage. And with courage, there is nothing you cannot face. In a world that often seeks to define our worth by external measures, it can be easy to lose sight of something profoundly important. Your value does not come from the outside world. It does not depend on the praise you receive, the approval of others, or the recognition that comes from achievements. Your worth is not contingent upon anyone else's perception of you. It exists within you, inherent and constant, regardless of whether others see it or not. When we seek validation from others, we put our sense of self in their hands. We allow the opinions of others, their judgments and their assessments of us to dictate how we see ourselves. This creates an unstable foundation because human opinion is ever-changing. One day you may feel praised and adored, the next day overlooked or criticized. If your worth is tied to this fluctuating source, you'll never experience lasting peace or fulfillment. Your value must be rooted somewhere deeper, somewhere unshakable. The key to understanding your worth is realizing that it is intrinsic. It is not something that can be given to you by others, nor something that can be taken away. Your worth is woven into the fabric of your being, and it remains unaltered by the ever-shifting tides of external circumstances. No matter what happens in your life, whether you are celebrated or overlooked, whether you succeed or fail, your worth remains the same. Learning to recognize and honor your own worth is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. It begins by recognizing that you are enough, just as you are. You don't have to meet any external standard of perfection, nor do you need anyone else's approval to validate your existence. The simple truth is that you are worthy because you exist. You are worthy because of your uniqueness, your capacity to love, your ability to dream, and your potential to grow. This intrinsic worth is not earned, it simply is. When you begin to understand and embrace your own worth, it changes everything. It allows you to walk through the world with your head held high, not because you expect others to praise you, but because you know that you already possess everything you need to succeed and be fulfilled. You are not waiting for someone to tell you that you matter because you already know that you do. And once you know this, once you truly feel this in your bones, you stop looking outside yourself for validation. Instead, you become the source of your own affirmation. This shift in perspective frees you from the endless pursuit of approval. It allows you to make decisions from a place of self-respect rather than self-doubt. When you are anchored in your own worth, you stop measuring yourself against others. You stop comparing your journey to theirs and focusing on how you measure up. Instead, you focus on your own path, your own growth, and your own goals. You realize that everyone has their own unique journey, and their path does not diminish yours. The only measure that matters is your own progress, your own evolution, and your own happiness. There may be times when the world overlooks you, when your efforts go unnoticed, or when the recognition you desire is slow in coming. During these moments, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your worth is tied to the world's approval. But in those moments, remind yourself that recognition from others does not change your value. Whether the world applauds you or not, your worth is unwavering. You do not need the world's validation to prove that you matter. You have always mattered, and you always will. The beauty of understanding your own worth is that it also frees you from the need to seek validation through external accomplishments. It allows you to be at peace with who you are, independent of what you achieve or how others perceive your achievements. You are valuable because of the essence of who you are, not because of what you do or how successful you become. When you stop seeking validation from the outside world, you begin to find peace within. You start living in alignment with your authentic self, free from the constant pressure to conform to the expectations of others. This inner peace empowers you to pursue what truly matters to you, to make choices that align with your values, and to take actions that reflect your true desires. Remember that your worth is not something that fluctuates with the opinions of others or the ups and downs of life. It is constant, it is unwavering, and it is unshakable. Once you come to truly understand this, you will walk through life with the confidence of someone who knows their value, and you will no longer need to seek it outside of yourself. Your worth will shine from within, lighting your way and allowing you to shine brightly no matter what the world may say. There are moments in life when it feels like everything is working against you. When challenges pile up, when doors close, and when setbacks seem endless, it can be easy to feel defeated, as though these struggles are defining you. Yet, what if we reframe these moments of difficulty not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, as tests that reveal our true potential? It's in the hardest of times that we often find our greatest strength, not because we are unaffected by the difficulties, but because we learn to rise above them, to move forward despite them. It's essential to understand that the hardships you face are not the essence of who you are. They are chapters in your story, but they do not define the entirety of your being. You are not the failures you've encountered, nor the setbacks that have challenged you. You are the person who rises after every fall, who finds a way to keep going when the path seems unclear. The struggles you experience, no matter how painful, are not indicators of your worth. They are the very things that shape you into someone capable of greater things. Think about the greatest moments of growth in your life. They likely didn't come during times of comfort, but during times of challenge. When you've had to confront your fears, overcome limitations, and push through adversity, those are the moments when your true strength emerged. In those moments, you discovered that you were capable of more than you thought, that your spirit was far stronger than you had realized. The trials that seemed so unbearable at the time were actually the crucibles that forged your resilience, your determination, and your capacity for perseverance. It's easy to view hardships as personal failures or signs of weakness. The truth, however, is that every setback is simply a stepping stone. It may not always feel that way in the moment, but each challenge is an opportunity to learn more about yourself, to grow, and to build the strength you will need for the future. Every time you pick yourself up after a fall, you are not only proving your resilience, but you are also developing a deeper understanding of your own inner power. These challenges are not obstacles to your success. They are part of the journey toward your personal greatness. When you face adversity, it's tempting to focus on the difficulties themselves, the pain, the disappointment, the feelings of inadequacy that often accompany them. But what if you looked at them through a different lens? What if, instead of seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances, you saw yourself as someone being strengthened by them? The challenges you face are not there to break you, but to make you stronger. They test your limits, not to expose your weaknesses, but to show you how much more you are capable of. With each challenge, you learn to stretch, to adapt, and to rise higher than before. It's important to remember that growth is not linear. It's not a straight path from point A to point B. There will be setbacks, detours, and moments when you question your direction. But this is part of the process. The struggles you face will not last forever, but the strength and resilience you build in the face of them will stay with you. Each challenge you overcome makes you more capable of handling the next one, and with each victory, no matter how small it may seem, you will begin to see the true scope of your own strength. You are not your struggles, and you are not defined by your setbacks. You are the person who has faced those struggles head-on, who has weathered the storms and come out the other side more powerful, more determined, and more capable. You are not broken by the difficulties you face. You are shaped and molded into something even stronger. And with each challenge you rise above, you build an unshakable foundation of self-belief that cannot be undermined by the trials of life. As you navigate the challenges that come your way, remember that you are not in this alone. Everyone at some point or another faces hardship. The key is not to compare your struggles to others, but to honor the strength you are developing through your own journey. Trust that every step you take, even in the face of adversity, is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. You are a testament to the power of resilience, the ability to keep going, to keep rising, no matter how many times life knocks you down. So, when the world seems overwhelming and your struggles feel too great to bear, remind yourself, you are not defined by what you endure. You are defined by your ability to rise, to grow, and to keep moving forward. The strength you discover in these moments will carry you further than you ever thought possible. You are capable of overcoming anything. Your resilience is your superpower, and it will carry you through even the darkest times, bringing you into the light of your own strength. There are moments in life when it feels like everything is falling apart, when the world's expectations seem too heavy, and the approval of others seems just out of reach. During those times, we often search for external sources of validation, hoping that someone will notice our efforts, praise our strengths, or offer the reassurance we desperately crave. But what if, in those quiet and difficult moments, you realize that the most important form of validation is the one that comes from within? What if you could look inward and find the love, acceptance, and encouragement you've been waiting for, instead of looking outward? This is the power of self-love, the kind of love that is unshakable, unconditional, and steady, no matter what's happening around you. Self-love is not about narcissism or vanity. It is not about thinking you are better than others, but about recognizing that you are enough just as you are. It is about acknowledging your worth, not because someone else tells you that you have value, but because you understand it deep in your heart. This form of love doesn't rely on external approval or fleeting moments of praise. It is the foundation upon which you can stand tall and move forward in life with confidence, regardless of the ups and downs that may come your way. When you love yourself, you are no longer waiting for others to tell you that you matter, because you already know that you do. The journey towards self-love is not always easy. It requires the courage to look at yourself without judgment, to embrace both your strengths and your flaws, and to recognize that you are deserving of love simply because you exist. It's about accepting that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love and compassion. You are worthy simply because you are human, with all your complexities, dreams, and imperfections. The beauty of self-love lies in its ability to transcend conditions. It doesn't depend on what you achieve or how well you perform in the eyes of others. It simply acknowledges your intrinsic value, your unique place in this world. In times of hardship or self-doubt, self-love is the anchor that keeps you grounded. It is the quiet voice within that says you are enough, even when everything around you feels chaotic or uncertain. It's the reminder that no matter what happens, you are worthy of care and respect. Self-love is the foundation for all other kinds of love. When you learn to love and accept yourself, you open the door to healthier relationships, deeper connections, and a more fulfilling life. You stop seeking approval from others because you've already given yourself the validation you need. You stop waiting for someone else to tell you that you're worthy because you know it in your heart. As you cultivate self-love, you begin to view challenges differently. Instead of seeing them as failures or signs of inadequacy, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth, as stepping stones on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. When you love yourself, you become kinder to yourself in moments of struggle. You no longer beat yourself up over mistakes or setbacks. Instead, you treat yourself with the same compassion and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. You give yourself the space to learn, to grow, and to stumble without feeling unworthy or inadequate. Self-love also empowers you to set boundaries and protect your energy. When you value yourself, you become more discerning about the people and situations you allow into your life. You begin to surround yourself with those who lift you up, who encourage your growth, and who support you for who you truly are. You stop tolerating toxic environments or relationships that drain you, because you know that you deserve better. Self-love is the inner strength that allows you to choose what is best for your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When you love yourself, you also learn to trust yourself. You trust your instincts, your decisions, and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. This trust is the foundation of confidence. It's the belief that no matter what challenges arise, you have everything you need within you to navigate through them. It's the knowledge that even in moments of uncertainty, you can trust yourself to find the right path. Self-love isn't about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about having the faith in yourself to keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. With self-love comes a deep sense of inner peace. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others or to measure your worth by external standards. You become less concerned with what others think and more focused on what makes you feel fulfilled. You learn to appreciate your own unique journey and the progress you've made. Every step you take becomes an affirmation of your worth, and every challenge you overcome becomes a testament to your strength. The power of self-love is transformative. It shifts the way you see yourself and the way you interact with the world. When you love yourself deeply, you are no longer waiting for someone else to tell you that you matter. You already know it. And that inner knowing is unshakable, regardless of the circumstances or challenges you may face. You are worthy of love, respect, and happiness simply because you exist, and when you fully embrace this truth, the world becomes a much brighter place to live. Resilience is one of the most powerful qualities a person can possess. It's the inner strength that allows you to withstand life's storms and emerge stronger on the other side. Every time you face difficulty and choose not to give up, you build your resilience layer by layer until it becomes an unshakable force within you. The beauty of resilience lies in its ability to grow and strengthen through adversity. Each challenge you encounter, no matter how daunting, offers you an opportunity to expand your capacity to handle future obstacles. The more you endure and rise above, the more resilient you become. There will be times when you feel the weight of the world pressing down on you, when the setbacks seem overwhelming and the road ahead uncertain. But in these moments, remember that resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about learning how to navigate it, how to endure and how to rise no matter how many times you are knocked down. Resilience is not a static trait. It is a skill that can be developed, honed, and strengthened through action. With every challenge you face, you not only grow stronger in your ability to cope, but you also gain a deeper understanding of your own strength and determination. What makes resilience so powerful is that it doesn't rely on external circumstances. It's not about waiting for the world to change or for conditions to be perfect. Resilience is built in the way you respond to difficulty, in the way you choose to move forward, even when everything within you wants to retreat. It's the quiet decision to keep going, to take one more step, even when you feel exhausted or discouraged. Resilience is the refusal to be defined by your circumstances. It's the inner fire that tells you this may be difficult, but I am capable of handling it. I will rise no matter what. Each time you rise after a setback, you grow in ways you may not immediately see. The strength you build becomes part of who you are, an invisible but unwavering force that allows you to face future challenges with confidence. Resilience transforms you into someone who understands that setbacks are not the end, but rather a part of the journey. With each challenge, you are not only enduring, you are evolving, and this evolution is the true power of resilience. There is a profound and often untapped power that resides within every person, the ability to inspire action even in the face of difficulty. It is a unique kind of strength that pushes you to act, to move forward, even when the path seems unclear or the obstacles seem insurmountable. This is not a power that comes from the outside, but from deep within, fueled by the belief that you are capable of more than what the world may suggest. It is the force that compels you to keep going, to keep trying, no matter how many times you encounter setbacks or face the unknown. It is the ability to not just endure, but to act and create change in the face of adversity. Inspiration at its core is about seeing potential where others see impossibility. It is the spark that ignites action and fuels momentum. When you are inspired, you no longer wait for the perfect moment, the ideal circumstances, or for others to take the first step. You move forward, driven by an internal vision that something better is possible. This is not about waiting for external motivation, but about finding the courage to take action despite uncertainty, despite fear, and despite doubt. The act of inspiring action is rooted in self-belief. When you trust yourself, you trust that you have the capacity to navigate the challenges that lie ahead, even if you don't have all the answers. It's a quiet confidence that allows you to keep moving forward, even when the outcome is unknown. You don't need to know every step of the journey, you simply need the courage to take the first one. And with each step you take, you build the momentum to continue, even when the road becomes difficult or unclear. Inspiration is not a one-time event, it is a choice you make every day. It is choosing to believe that no matter the circumstances, you have the ability to move forward and make a difference. The action you take, no matter how small, has the power to shift the course of your life, to propel you forward, and to inspire others along the way. You are not just capable of achieving your goals, you are capable of inspiring change, of transforming your reality, and of rising above any challenge that comes your way.